GM, everyone. My name is Tony. I'm from Wi-Fi Lab. Really excited to be here. Today is a really great day for me. Been waiting to speak at Stable Summit about this topic for quite some time. And it's also pretty cool because Coinbase sent money today as part of our venture round. So double celebration. Yeah, sure. So I'm here to talk about, well, what we do at Wi-Fi. First of all, my name is Tony Olendo. Worked in DeFi for about 5 years now, ex-Polygon as well. And we're on a mission. We're on a mission to bring emerging market currencies on chain through local stablecoins and FX. And the main topic I want to talk about today is decentralized FX, right? So what have we seen in the past year since we founded Wi-Fi is that LATAM and Africa have basically traded about 540 billion in stablecoins. So you could imagine that from a volume perspective. But then 70% of that is institutional volume. And what do we mean by institutions? We mean companies are basically turning to local stablecoins, to crypto to be able to actually drive USD access. But that also exposes them to quite a bit of risk. But then also, we've also seen that Africa has emerged as the top destination for DeFi. And so the result of that is that we have to start to consider how are emerging market institutions going to come on chain and start to access USD stablecoins. Now, there's a bit of a risk involved in this. This is a story about Bitco, and Bitco is the largest fast-moving consumer good supplier in Africa. It has 50 products in 17 countries, and is severely USD constrained. And they got rugged about 900K on a failed USDT deal. And this basically underscores the fundamental problem we have here, because moving from your local fiat to a USD stablecoin is a very nebulous and undefined category. Why? Simply because there's an existence of a parallel market. Now, I'm a sneakerhead with my ugly duckling Nike Air Maxes. I could buy them from a Nike store directly, or I could go on a secondary market and try to buy it at a higher rate. And this is always true for any resource constrained good. And so imagine if that is actually true for your national currency, where you have the official central bank rate, and then you have the parallel market rate, and the central bank rate is not accessible to everybody, and everybody is severely constrained. And then you have a variance that actually emerges because you have you actually have a official rate, and you have a parallel market rate. And so whenever you go to Costa Rica and you swipe your credit card, you're actually getting the government rate, which is a lot lower. So if you're actually spending on your vacations, you're actually losing a lot of money because of that. Now, the reality is that we have all of these different spreads that actually kind of exist, and it's a dirty little secret that all of us suffer with. And so the reality is that off-ramps are really not the problem. The fundamental problem is actually finding the best price. And this is what would lead a blue chip company such as Bitco to go and risk a USDT trade and actually get rugged because they cannot find a USD seller in time. And the actual impact of this is that you actually find a lot of manufacturers in these jurisdictions operating at 50% capacity, simply because they actually cannot get USD in time to be able to match their supply chain needs. And this is a fundamental problem that continues to actually plague a lot of emerging market manufacturers and businesses generally. If we actually had a local stablecoin inside of Kenya, you would be able to serve a $25 billion importer market. You have e-commerce people who are trading at about 2.6 billion, where there is there is USD demand that is actually dollar denominated inside of that particular jurisdiction, but now, because of correspondent banking, it makes it very expensive for them to be able to actually move USD in and out of a given jurisdiction. You have the remittances market, which is about 4 billion, and these are plagued by pre-funding agreements. And then you have multinational corporations. So how many of you know that Starlink is using stablecoins to actually trade inside of emerging markets? Starlink has a very aggressive direct-to-consumer strategy, and because of that, they need to be able to move funds, and they're actually using stablecoins to move funds out of emerging market currencies back into USD and USDT. And so the main thing that we're actually looking at is we're actually seeing the emergence of a lot of local stablecoins, but they are all suffering from a fundamental problem, and the fundamental problem is that they're not able to find enough liquidity because they're not designed for FX. And so, if you're an emerging market issuer, you need a protocol that actually provides liquidity for USD against your local stablecoin. And that is exactly what we are building. So we are an on-chain FX protocol that solves for liquidity and FX price actions for local stablecoins. And why we believe that is fundamentally important is simply because we need a decentralized FX solution. We cannot do centralized trust me bros exchange rate. Like all of those dynamics have to actually play out on chain in a way that is actually reflective of supply and demand. And so what we are building is essentially a FX protocol that is able to move liquidity from a local stablecoin into a USD position and vice versa, but crucially facilitates LP yield, because AMMs are not, traditional AMMs, as we know them, are not necessarily suited for FX trading because demand is always single directional. And so if you actually have a decentralized FX protocol, then you're actually able to actually incentivize LPs and solve all of the challenges that all of these local stablecoins are actually facing. And we have talked to local stablecoin issuers in all of these countries, and we know a lot of the challenges that they're actually facing, and we want to continue building that out. And we'll be launching soon, but we essentially combine T-bill yield and swap fees to actually give LPs incentives to provide liquidity for local stablecoins. That is what we're actually looking at, and we've worked with a lot of emerging market on and off-ramp providers who combined are actually pushing about $250 million in monthly volume and actually solving problems for a lot of the businesses like Bitco. So that's it. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. My co-founder is here as well, Varun. Thanks.